Alright, Loki is up on Disney Plus. You ready to start reviewing the episodes?
Yeah!
Sure.
And let's get the conversation started. Hello and welcome to LexiCon. It is Maddie.
Lexi.
Dylan.
And this is another special little series we're doing exclusively for our YouTube channel as we review every episode of Loki. Not right now. Well, every episode that's out now, I guess, technically. So we are reviewing every episode, but not every episode that will be. You know what I'm saying. Every week we're going to drop another one of these reviews, just like we did for The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And episode 1 is up, so here comes our review.
Yeah!
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Spoilers!
I fucked up.
I thought it was pretty good at the very end. For most of the episode, I was checked out. I did not enjoy most of it. And let me just state right now, this whole concept of everything being preordained, I am not with in the least. If that turns out to be the way the MCU is going forward, I'm done with the entire MCU. I want nothing to do with it. Hopefully, it's going to turn out that the TVA isn't as magnanimous as they think they are, isn't exactly what they think they are, and they're just, in fact, being manipulated by the whims of someone or something else, like maybe Kang, or what have you. And they're not, they're not really this ultimate good guy organization.
I do think from the vibes we got in this episode and knowing what's coming up in the MCU, with the Doctor Strange and the Spider-Man stuff, I do think something could definitely go the way.
Yeah, multiple is definitely gonna happen. Even if it's one timeline right now, that's gonna stop by the end.
Something's got to mess up the timeline further than Loki.
Well, I just don't like the idea of everything being preordained. And the Avengers didn't get in trouble because they were supposed to do what they did. And
yeah.
So Thanos was supposed to do what he did, and this person was supposed to do what they did, and all this. I don't like that idea. I like the idea that. I mean, I guess if you're gonna say because time is a continuum, or time is all happening at the same time, so this is just what did happen. So since it is what did happen, it's supposed to still happen. You're not supposed to mess with that. That's a little different.
Yeah.
A little bigger concept, so I guess that's okay. But if just the idea of, okay, this is the path we're on, we're supposed to stay on this path, and nothing's supposed to ever deviate from it, because this is what was supposed to happen in the first place, not simply because it's what did happen, then I'm not down with that.
It's a little complicated to mess with time travel situations.
I also didn't particularly like the way the series started, not necessarily the first scene, but
yeah.
I guess maybe some people think it's cool to have this sort of mundane bureaucracy in the middle of this fantastic world that is the MCU, but I was just bored by it.
Yeah.
Him going through all the motions of getting checked in at the TVA and all that crap,
I feel like it went a little
not
longer.
with that. It could have just not happened in the least.
I was okay with it, but I would have liked it a little more of something else, I guess. Yeah, I mean, all Loki's little confusions, but the part where he drops down after having his clothes removed and the cat is just sitting there. I'm sitting here like, yep, that cat has definitely seen some shit.
I like the part where he's like, maybe I am a robot.
No, that I didn't care.
Yeah, there were some cute little, moments like you get in most Marvel things, and then Tom Hiddleston is great, and Owen Wilson is great, like you'd expect him to be, but I was just not digging it. And to be honest with you, until the very end, I was afraid that we weren't going to get any of the Mobius's adventures with Loki that we thought we were going to, and it was just going to be Mobius and Loki talking in that room for the whole series and us seeing clips of Loki's past. I really thought that's where we were heading until the very end of it.
That would make a very boring series.
It turns out the D.B. Cooper thing that we all got so excited about is just part of this Loki's past. It's not some adventure they go on, so that was a disappointment right off the bat.
I have to agree with that. I noticed that. I'm like, oh, okay.
But obviously the end of it set it up for, okay, now they're going out and being Time Warriors together. And I still hope it's going to turn out that the TVA is not what it purports to be, even if the TVA itself doesn't realize that it's a manipulation of somebody's, like Kang or Mephisto.
I'm definitely hoping for Kang.
To be honest, right now, there's about a 50% chance in my head that Loki just completely goes against the TVA and takes up like 7 other
I thought you were about to say that
Lokis.
Loki's just an illusion that he created.
Probably.
Either
of those are very possible
the TVA.
at this point.
And how about we got Mephisto right there in the first episode? In the stained glass.
I'm just gonna be crying. But I think the Kang thing, that could very well be a thing.
Well, we know Kang's coming.
Exactly, we know that he'll be showing up in the next Ant-Man situation, so...
I wonder if the TVA is in fact in Kang's little microscopic city in the quantum realm.
Possibly.
Because obviously things don't work like normal there, and they even say magic doesn't work there. Which I do have to question, how does magic work at all, and why doesn't it work here?
That we don't know. Oh, apparently Infinity Stones become absolutely useless, though.
Yeah, and don't you guys think that just sort of diminishes the Infinity Stones? Like, these all-powerful objects? Nah, not really.
All powerful, except for in this one place.
So, I mean, obviously there's stuff to still be revealed.
And
the TVA is outside the timeline.
Okay, but so the properties of everything just cease to exist?
I think this is pretty typical.
These things are supposed to have invented the timeline for all intents and purposes. So how are they powerless now?
Because they're no longer in that timeline.
I'm just saying that
they are the components of that timeline.
I feel like this is a typical first episode, like it's what is going on sort of situation, and there's a lot more to still be seen and explained.
I complained about Falcon and Winter Soldier taking a while to get going. I felt like this one took just as long.
Yeah.
If not long. At least Falcon and Winter Soldier started out with an action sequence and then sort of jumped in. This was just like, bah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fun seeing the clip from Endgame, but
it wasn't fun seeing the clip of Coulson's
if you want to be
death again.
technical, WandaVision took like 7 episodes until something happened.
Yeah, but WandaVision had its own unique hook because they were in the sitcom world. Like I said, I would have watched a season of each sitcom before we even got to the main plot.
I will watch it even if there was no main plot.
I think it may not get a whole lot better, but this episode might get a little better once we see more.
This episode's not going to get better. It is what it is.
Oh yeah,
the series might
I'm saying how we're seeing it though. We might see a little thing here and there and be like, oh, okay.
Story.
Speaking of the TVA too, this infinite power, and they still use magnetic film.
Yep.
And like.
Yep.
50s animation.
Yep.
Yes.
I mean, it was
seeing all that animated stuff. I just
it's hard to keep up with the times.
And obviously, it seems like, and that sort of lends to the idea that it's propaganda. You know, somebody's being manipulated. They're not this benevolent organization that they pretend to be, even if they think they are.
Yeah, Loki already told us this. It's right in front of our faces already. But that little animation thing early on just made me think of like Marvel cartoons. You know, I was sitting there like, wow, they really. I don't think I've ever seen a Marvel cartoon that looked like those. Well, not exactly, but it made me think of that.
That looked more like the "Let's Go Out to the Lobby" animation you'd see at the movie theater.
I'm not saying it looked like them, it just made me think of them.
Or like, you know, old Saturday morning cartoons. Not bad necessarily, just old.
Yeah, that was kind of the vibe too. But can we just acknowledge, because I didn't realize this going into the show, who does the voice for Miss Minutes?
Acknowledge it.
It's Tara Strong. And I'm just sitting here like, God damn it, she's in everything. I love her, but still.
Other things.
Cop knocker.
She does a lot of voices. I love her, but it's like, wow, she's just gonna be in everything.
Yes.
Yes. Not a complaint.
And I have another question about the TVA too. The one agent there, he probably wasn't even an agent, he was a desk jockey. So the one associate there,
Casey.
Yeah, that doesn't know what a fish is. And I did like when he said, "What's a fish?" I'm like, how does he not know what a fish is?
Yeah.
And Loki voiced that. How do you not know what a fish is?
Yeah.
But he said he spent his whole life behind a desk. Was he literally born behind the desk?
I assume they're created as an adult or something situation.
That's I don't know. Okay, well then again, who has the power to do that?
I don't know. It's the big time thing.
Been working on the computers
as they explained in the animation.
So they're but I mean that didn't explain how it came to be or where they recruit their agents from and whatnot.
No. But that's
so there are definitely a lot of questions to be answered about what the TVA is and how it works and where its power comes from, and I assume we're going to get that as we go on. I'm not complaining that we didn't get enough of that now.
Yeah.
You know, I expect that to be parsed out as we go. But
yeah.
Definitely questions. Also, I have a question too. Speaking of the end credits, which is where you found out Tara Strong was the voice of Miss Minutes, and there's always little clues in the end credits of these MCU.
I did not pay that close attention.
Well, there was a point they showed a pamphlet. They said, "So you're a variant." Why would they have a pamphlet for variants? Don't they all just get reset basically?
Pretty much.
Or are there like accidental variants? Like a variant creates other variants, so then they have these people they have to sort of massage along. I don't know.
Maybe.
It's just another thing. I'm kind of curious about how the TVA works, and I don't know if we'll get to see it or not.
Because like one person was silk head, and then the other people had like triangle head and
head. I mean, cool design, but not much explanation.
Yeah.
So cool that's about where I am at the end of episode 1. I didn't like most of it, although I love the leads. I love them and everything. I've seen them. Well, I haven't seen much of Tom Hiddleston other than as Loki, but he's great as Loki. And I fucking love Owen Wilson and everything he's in. He's fantastic no matter what.
Both
I do wonder just a little bit, is his character not what he seems to be? Because they had that scene early on in the church where they had the Mephisto glass, and it looked like he was being, he was caring about the kid and trying to have a gentle touch. But then I thought for a minute he was going to turn around and be like, all right, assassinate her.
Same. I was
And we
expecting
didn't see
something
that,
dark.
but I wonder if we're going to get that later on, or if he's
Maybe.
going to be a decent character.
Yeah.
I mean, I prefer Owen Wilson as a good guy, but I'm fine with him. He's a good actor. Right? He's a good personality.
I'm expecting more from him.
But even if it is, I mean, again, just because the nature of the TVA is that doesn't mean everybody who works there realizes that's the case. It doesn't mean because you work there you have to be a bad person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just kind of in that wait and see mode, kind of like I was after Falcon and Winter Soldier, and kind of like you knew you were going to be that way in WandaVision because we knew it was going to take a while for the storyline to play out.
Yeah.
Why we have the TV series. I expected to get a little more out of the other two series after one episode, but again, I'm just in a wait and see.
Do you know how many episodes there's going to be of Loki?
I don't,
Season
but I've also heard, isn't it almost guaranteed there's going to be a second season?
Yes, we've heard that season 2 is in production,
so this
pre-production or something.
I mean, I'm in for the ride. It hasn't turned me
Same.
off yet. It almost did, though. It's near it, but I expect some more.
Hopefully, it'll get better as it goes.
You don't start high, you start low.
You could start high.
But if you start high, then the mill says it's like,
It's like we're
if
gonna
you
wait
start
and see.
high, then you gotta go down to go back up again. You can't continue going up from
You
high.
could.
All right. Well, anything else you guys want to share about this episode?
Say, did anybody want to acknowledge the end of the episode? The part that you said was the good part?
I'm not.
I mean, there wasn't a whole lot to it. But
It was revealed that they're chasing
Fire.
the Loki variant,
Yeah.
and it's probably Lady Loki.
Exactly. I'm just saying we technically
That was
didn't get to see
that
the
was
confirmation,
speculated
but we pretty much
That was
got the
speculated on a
confirmation.
lot going into the series too. So I'm
Yeah.
not completely surprised by it overall, considering
No.
the way the episode was going. It was kind of a surprise, but then when you step back, it's like, okay, yeah, that's kind of where we thought we were going to be, and that's when it actually got good.
Yeah, I do find it interesting that like almost every piece of footage we saw leading up to this came from episode 1. That's kind of interesting.
That's reasonable.
I mean, yeah, but sometimes you get a little more.
I appreciate that though.
Yeah,
and you don't
same.
get too much spoiled.
Exactly. So it's like, wow,
Well,
okay, we really don't know what's coming next.
We've definitely seen more.
Oh, yeah,
I know there's the
there's a
scene
bit
at
more.
Pompeii. Which,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. And
never-
Loki with some knives.
In 2016, Loki.
yeah, I mean, you never know.
Yeah.
So there's a good bit that's not in there.
Exactly.
From episode
I'm saying it feels like a lot of the footage we had already seen came from episode
Did you say
1.
footage?
Footage.
It sounded like you said footage.
I have no idea.
Push said footage.
Your brother has this habit of saying footage.
Nice.
Look. Anyway, moving on.
All right, so unless you guys have anything else,
I think that was pretty much all of episode 1.
any tiny little notes or anything you wanted to spit out?
Oh, I did actually want to acknowledge that it was pointed out, I saw in a video that we are, of course, getting 2012 Loki, which is before he's gone through everything we've seen in, other things we've seen in the MCU. But then we actually got him sitting in the office area watching that stuff happen. So we kind of get the same Loki, like different, but same.
It wouldn't be the same because he
Well,
didn't go
no.
through the...
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's different, but kind of similar. Like he's aware of that stuff happening. I hate it.
What if he goes and says
Okay,
Loki?
I hated the moment when he said something and then the other dude, Owen Wilson's character, is like you did your mother? And it's like, you didn't have to go there. Like, wow, okay.
Mobius is his name.
Yeah, Mobius.
Mobius.
And I'm gonna just say that Bucky got the better crying scene, in my opinion.
Okay.
But on that note...
Alright, well, let us know what you thought about episode 1 of Loki in the comments, and we'll be back next week to review episode 2 and every other episode that comes along.
Yeah.
So make sure you come back then when the conversation will continue, but until then, Emma will continue to be Maddie.
Lexi.
Dylan.
Make sure you check out the main podcast at lexiconpodcast.wordpress.com, links in the description below, and this is LexiCon concluded.
Bye.
Bye.